Hey Raiders, welcome back to another live arena battle video. This video will feature 6 fights and 3 wins over 2 days. The losses were against pretty difficult teams, so I actually felt pretty good about this. And there's going to be one marathon fight that I thought I wasn't going to have a chance to win, but I actually pulled out. And that one I put on 5 times speed, the rest of these are at about 2 times speed. So in the first battle, I go Sifi first, they go Duchess Harima, I go Nekret and Warlord, so I have my damagers left. Looks like a damage Wukong. I'll go Errol, and I will go Ragash. I'm looking at banning the Wukong right now. They go Ultimate Death Knight, so I'm going to ban the Wukong. They ban my Warlord, and I will use attack as the Aura. So I've recently upgraded my Errol just a little bit because I got a stone skin accessory, so I was able to increase his attack and his speed a little bit by switching out one of his main items for just a really good item. And now he's up to, I think he's about 7,600 attack, and I think 215 speed or so. So this is a pretty tanky team, but so far nobody's in the lead. And I still don't want to use Ragash's nuke, so I'm just going to keep A1ing. If I can get that Duchess out of there. Still A1ing even with Errol, but then they regenerate a little bit, and don't underestimate the ability of Mithrala to keep people really tanky. So I lose Nekret, bring him back, but things aren't looking very good for me. My chance to strike was very short, and it looks like it's about over. So a fairly even match, but he just has the better team. Try and go for Duchess again, but I only had one. Actually, all I had was Sifi. So I was really just trying to cycle around my skills to be able to protect a damager. But looks like this one's about over. I don't like to leave a battle before it's clear that I don't have a chance to win. Usually I won't stay in it unless it's also clear that they don't have a chance to win. And so they take out 2 of mine, Sifi's gone, and I'm done. So 0-1 on the day. So drops me down to 33-41. I'm just trying to pause so I don't face the same opponent twice. And then I'll go back in there. And I'll get Emery, who has finished Platinum, and is a little bit higher up than I am, but fairly similar. So he goes Ultimate Death Knight first, which may mean Rotos. I will go Wukong, because he is built with enough accuracy to usually sheep the Ultimate Death Knight. And I will go with Nekret. See who he goes with next. And he's going to take pretty close to the full time. And he goes with Mighty Ukko and Ronda. So I'm going to be looking at using Hoskarul here as I go Duchess and Warlord. So he did not pick Sifi, and I did not pick Sifi. He still might pick Sifi. See who he goes with for his last 2 picks. The Ronda is to counter the Wukong, and what I'm hoping here is that because he's actually a fast Wukong, he could grab a block debuffs, but there's no block debuff champion in their team. So I'll go Hoskarul, and I'm going to ban the Arbiter. They'll probably ban the Warlord. Nobody's afraid of Hoskarul. And Ronda's there to counter the... Oh, they actually banned the Duchess. And Ronda's there to counter the Wukong. So, put him on cooldown, and Ronda is on cooldown. Then Ukko strikes. The nice thing about Hoskarul is that he can't be stunned, and the decreased attack does nothing to him. So he's actually a pretty decent counter. And if he can get back around, he's not very well speed-tuned right now to my teams. He's at about 220 speed, which is slower than almost everyone else. And he needs to be faster if I want him to be effective in cleansing the stun. So, did not have the accuracy to sheep him there. And it looked like Ronda did use her block passive skills to kill Wukong. I was able to recover my Warlord a bit. And there I was able to use the cleanse for the stun on Necret, I believe. So I really need to get rid of that Ukko. He's gone. Then I need to get rid of... And unfortunately, the fear from Ultimate Death Knight stopped me from putting him on cooldown again. And then I get the unlucky Swift Parry, or he gets the lucky Swift Parry, and is able to take out my Necret. So that's a pain. That made it close, and now I need to make sure Astrolith does not get back around and get to bomb somebody. Or do another HP swap. This battle has gotten a lot closer than I would like, but Hoskarul did his job versus Mighty Ukko. And he's able to take out Astrolith that time. So now it's just Warlord and Hoskarul against Ultimate Death Knight. And I do need to heal up a bit, but there should be a point where I don't have to heal as much, and then I can just work on killing him. But every heal I do, obviously Ultimate Death Knight is going to come back and heal himself. He goes ahead and leaves the battle. I don't know if he did that because he figured I would win or because he didn't want to just let it go 30 minutes. So that puts me at 2144 rank, so the pool is getting bigger. And I'll get in for the third fight. So I'm 1-1 on this set of 2 days. And I'll get High Tech 369. I've fought this person before, and they're a bit of a superior team to me. They'll go first and pick Sifi. And so I'm going to go Duchess, and I'm going to go Ultimate Death Knight. After rebuilding my double Stone Skin Duchess to over 300 speed, I do feel a little bit more confident about using her in place of Sifi now. So he goes with Taurus and Rotos, and it's looking ugly. See who else he has. I'm going to go with my Errol, and I'm going to go with my Warlord. If I can get Warlord through on this, I may have a chance to just put him on cooldowns. They go with Necret, or not Necret, with Yumiko and Kymar, and I'll ban the Yumiko. So I do get Warlord through, but the question is Kymar Sifi faster than me? So we'll get into the fight, and they are. So that pretty much means I lost the speed game, and I lose the battle, probably. And Kymar did strip Stone Skin off Errol. Wouldn't have really mattered, though. I'm going to bring him back, but then... Or maybe I won't bring him back. I was waiting on the timing there, but Rotos then just took a big chunk of her HP, and we're done. So, unfortunately, another loss there. And that puts me at 1-2 over these 2 days. And then I get MC, and I will go Sifi first. I'm still picking Sifi first. I'm not picking Duchess over Sifi, because Sifi is the better champion to pair with Taurus and Marichka, which I get right here. So this one's not looking good already. Kind of at a loss against these Gold 2 Taurus and Marichka teams. I kind of was being somewhat competitive in Gold 1, and they're going speed, so that's kind of interesting. Usually they'll go with a... Well, they have a reset champion, so Taurus can go twice, and maybe he's built like a complete slugger, but a lot of times they won't go Arbiter, they'll go somebody who has more buffs than that. So I am going Ragash, and then they go a +2 Baron. So they're going speed with a +2 Baron, a Taurus Marichka. Whew, that's looking tough. So I'm going to ban the Taurus, and they're going to ban my Sifi. Warlord does have some reaction, and then of course Errol is in Stone Skin, but yeah, Ragash is going to be dead. So Ragash is dead, Warlord's dead. Didn't get a reaction on Warlord. I'll try and do something. And that was a valiant effort. Had I taken out the Arbiter on that shot, I might have had a chance to come back around and reset the A3 and the A2 and then take out Marichka. So that was actually closer than it looked, even though I got destroyed. So that puts me at 1-3. And I decided to back out for a second because I just didn't want to get that team again. I don't like rematches so well, whether I win or lose. So then I get Goss. This is going to be the one that is going to be Basically us throwing wet noodles at each other. So they go Wukong first. It looks like a damaged Wukong, and I go Sifi Warlord. So he's at 3,500, almost 3,600. So almost getting closer to the midpoint. So then he's got Marichka and Ultimate Death Knight. He's thinking I'm probably going to go Rotos, but I don't have Rotos. I'll go Duchess, so now my support is filled out. And I will go with a Nithway. I changed my Nithways around, so the one that has a 3-star awakening is now slow for if I can actually get myself to stay up and do a platinum push with the Sheeny team. And so my second Nithway is the fast one, and he just gets banned. So I do have 2 damagers that can counter Marichka here. Unfortunately, Ronda is very weak to Ultimate Death Knight and Pythion. So I'm able to put them on cooldown. Remember, I put this on 5 times speed because this is a 15-minute fight. I put them on cooldown, then I kill Helikath. So at first I start to work on Pythion. And it becomes very clear that with Marichka coming back around, and with Pythion coming back around with his non-revive, that I'm not going to get it done trying to kill Pythion with the RNG of weak hits. It takes me a little while to figure that out, though. And I'm doing some kind of sloppy play because he's able to, with Ultimate Death Knight, at one point, provoke both my Sifi and my Warlord. I think it's coming up right here. No, it's not quite yet. And then Pythion gets a turn with his revive and is able to bring Helikath back. So then I end up learning from that, as I still have 10 minutes left in this fight. And then the order of kill here is just really complicated. I have to get Marichka killed, and she has to be killed with the block passive skills on, which, if I can get her low, then that works. If I can't get her low, then of course, not so well. And then after Marichka, if I can pull that off, so I am able to put them on cooldown again, gotta kill the Helikath. He's fairly easy to kill, though. After Marichka, I need to go Ultimate Death Knight, and then Pythion's not that bad. But with both Marichka and Ultimate Death Knight protecting Pythion, there just is no doing it. And here, so I start focusing on Ultimate Death Knight, and I just can't do anything. So at some point, and I'm very close to it, I think it's about 10 minutes in, and I'm at 9 right now, that I finally realize I need to go after Marichka, as Helikath makes another appearance but is gone quickly. So I go after Marichka, put up the block passive skills, and now if I can just get her dead, and I got her. Got her with the Soul Reap. Now I just got to make sure Pythion does not get back around to his revive. Because if he revives, then I got to start all over again, and it's a long road. So, working on the Ultimate Death Knight. I did not get the block passive skills to stay because he removed it because I did too much damage. Still working on him. So, unfortunately with Sifi, every time she heals, Ultimate Death Knight heals. And so that makes this even longer. I have wrong affinity trying to kill him, and then I have Sifi healing everybody each time they go, so it heals Ultimate Death Knight. Finally get him, and now Pythion's easy. So I did make it through there. At first with that fight, what I thought I was going to do was just see if he would leave with enough time to get into another battle, knowing he wasn't going to win. And when it became clear that he wasn't going to do that, I actually saw an avenue for me to win. So I didn't want to go 30 minutes on a loss either. So in my last fight here, I get, looks like 0-3. So that puts me at 2-3 in 5 fights over 2 days. So if I can get this one, then I salvage 50%. I really felt good about that last fight because it looked like I wasn't going to have a shot. And unfortunately, I don't have my Ronda booked. I really need to book my Ronda. But I also have a few champions ahead of her that are higher priority. I did just build and book Xena. I don't really like the build as much, so I'm kind of looking at what else I would want to put on her. So this battle, they're going straight speed plus a Hegemon. I'm not too concerned about the Hegemon, but he could block out the Warlord. That is his counter to Warlord, so he leaves in Warlord and uses Hegemon. So goes Hegemon first and gets sheeped with the decrease attack. It means Warlord, who also did not get slept by Kymar. That's kind of crazy. He's going to be able to, maybe. And I take out everybody except Lysandra. So he finally does get around to it, but he should have healed. I should have healed with him. But I do pull out the win. So that was a speed team that it was almost one-on-one Errol versus Lysandra. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.